What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Today's episode, I have all my favorite sleepers for week 14, and they're all below 50% rostered, guys. So these are all guys that there's a good shot you'll be able to pick them up in your league, and a lot of them are a lot lower than 50%. So let's dive right into it, guys. So going in here, guys, first things first, there's a lot of bye weeks this week. We got, there's a lot of teams. I'm sure you've hit waivers. Maybe you don't like your matchup quite as much as you thought you would. So here's a guy I got here first. So coming in first here, guys, I've been on the hype train for the last couple weeks here. I got Will Levis, guys. Will Levis, he's 23% rostered. He's playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Third best fantasy matchup for quarterbacks, guys. They're giving up 21 fantasy points per game. I believe Will Levis has gone 4 straight games where he has given up when he has scored at least 16 fantasy points. Another good spot for Will Levis here in this game, guys. So I like Will Levis. If you listen to our preview show, I talked about everybody I like on the Titans, guys. Really good Pollard spot. Really good Will Levis spot, too. You're on the brink of making playoffs. It might feel risky playing Will Levis. Look at all of what he's done his last couple of games, guys. I think you're going to be real happy. It's a good spot for Will Levis, guys. This next one, maybe a little bit more sketchy, maybe is the right word. I got Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, guys, 10% rostered, playing against the Bengals. Their defense has more holes than a fishing net at a catfish derby, guys. They're giving up 20.9 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. That's the 4th best quarterback matchup, guys. So Cooper Rush, he did decent on Thanksgiving, but here's what I like about Cooper Rush is what I will say. What I like about Cooper Rush this week, let me clarify, this week, is the Bengals are scoring a lot of points. A lot of points. They're in a must-win game. They have to win. Their defense is horrible. So Cooper Rush is going to have to be throwing the ball. It's a good spot for him for a bye week replacement. I do not hate Cooper Rush at all. I am a Cowboys fan, just to give you some fair warning there, though. All right, that's all my quarterbacks there. I got Will Levis. I got Cooper Rush. There's other guys I talked about in the waiver pod if you want to go check that out. But I think we got to get over to the running backs, guys. And running backs here, there's some decent options this week for where we're at right now in the season, right? So we got Braylon Allen, guys. It looks like, Breece Hall's not going to play, or he is not going to play. That has been confirmed. 40% rostered. Hey, the Miami Dolphins are about middle of the road against fantasy running backs. So, warning there. But it's volume, guys. So volume speaks louder than words. So we're getting carries. You got a guy that's going to get the ball. That's worth something. Also, Charbonnet on the Seahawks. Looking like Kenneth Walker's not going to play too. Keep an eye on that one. I am recording this Friday night, just for warning. And also, if you have any start and sit questions, leave them here in the YouTube video, and I will get back those as soon as I can. If you want to get me to get back as fast as possible, though, guys, you need to head over to X, at tffdudes, the fantasy farmer. Check me out. I will get back to you as fast as I can. I do a start sit every single Saturday, and I get back to most of them, guys. I do a really good job at that for now. So, or go to YouTube. There's less comments on YouTube. But give me a like, give me a sub. Really helps me out, guys. I really appreciate that. So, a friend in need is a friend indeed, is what I will say. And don't really know why I said that, if I'm being completely honest. All right, next on the list for running backs, I have, where are we at, man? Sincere McCormick, 9% rostered. Last week, maybe ignited the spark. Pierce is talking high to this guy. Do we get another Zamir White type end of season like we had last year? Not Zamir White this season, Zamir White last season. So I think this is a decent spot. Playing the Buccaneers. Maybe he does something here, guys. So the Buccaneers did just... They're a lot better against the run than they are against the pass. I will say that. Maybe get some volume here, but, monitor, what the deal is with Madsen, Zamir White. I think they kind of want to maybe see what they got in McCormick. So I got Charbonnet, Braylon Allen, McCormick. And then here's a little deeper one. I got Travis Homer. Roschon Johnson's not playing. DeAndre Swift is questionable at the moment. You got to be available, right? So... he's the only healthy running back. I think Swift's going to play, But if Swift doesn't, he is questionable right now. I think you can definitely plug in Homer, but just monitor the situation, of course. And then let's go out and throw this over to wide receivers, guys. Coming in at wide receiver, I got Brandon Cooks, the guy that we kind of talked about, how the Cowboys are going to have to score some points. It might have to be through the air, depending with how Burrow's doing. CeeDee Lamb is kind of banged up, so I like Brandon Cooks in this matchup. And Brandon Cooks, what is he rostered here? I do not have his roster number, dropping the ball there. Sorry about that. So Brandon Cooks, 21% rostered. Sorry, I got it right there. So yeah, Brandon Cooks. Next on the list here, guys, I have Trey Tucker. And Trey Tucker is 12% rostered at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is the 8th best wide receiver matchup for fantasy wide receivers. And what do we got here? They're giving up 27.4 fantasy points per game and to the wide receiver position as a whole. And back-to-back games with at least, guys, what do we got here? 11 fantasy points. So, and those were against tough defenses. I was against Denver and Kansas City. So, pretty good spot for Trey Tucker. Way better matchup than what we had last week. So, that's for sure. All right. Next here on the list, guys. Oh, I've got to get that Trey Tucker side. Sorry about that, Trey. I got MBS. This guy just lives here. I say it every week. 48% rostered at the New York Giants. 4 TDs in 3 games. Taysom Hill is gone. Derek Carr has to throw to somebody, right? So the Saints, plain and simple, they're running out of gas, guys. They got to throw the ball to somebody. So MBS, he's hot right now. I say we stay in the fire with him. He was on this show last week, and so is this next guy on the list. Last wide receiver on the show, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. You've heard plenty about him, guys. 48% rostered, playing the Jags. This guy's second home is the end zone. So fire him up, keep playing him. He is hot, hot, hot. All right. Now to the big guys, the tight ends. And before we get into the tight ends, guys, I just want to let you know, every Friday, Jordan and Seth do a Underdog Pick'em show. And I'll put a link to that right here, so you won't want to miss that, guys. I think maybe it's over here. Maybe it's over here. I don't know. I'm going to put the link to that there. Go check those guys out if you're into Underdog, all the, prop plays like that. They do a good job there. So head over to Underdog. And when you do go to Underdog, enter promo code DUDES, they'll match you up to $1,000, guys. Head over to Underdog. Tell them the dude sent you. We really appreciate it. All right. Tight ends. Will Disley, 41% rostered. Chiefs are allowing 7.8 targets per game to the tight end position, which is second most in the NFL. Ladd McConkey's questionable. Do we really want to trust Dr. Quinn Johnson? I don't think you do. I don't think the Chargers do. Herbert says he does. Don't really believe that. So I think Will Disley is in a good spot. They're going to need to, throw the ball a little bit at least. I don't think they're going to be able to run on the Chiefs like they do on other people. They're going to have to air it out. I like this spot for Will Disley, guys. It's a real good play, I think. And the last tight end here, Juwan Johnson. Like I said, the Saints are running out of gas. What do you do with a car with no gas? You get creative. That's what you do. So Juwan Johnson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's what you do. So Juwan Johnson, 17% rostered at the New York Giants. It's a good spot, guys. So that is all my sleeper plays of the week, guys. Remember, I do have a waiver wire show that will be coming out on Monday. It's my early waivers. You won't want to miss that, guys. And also, we got our matchups every single Thursday. We will keep doing that. So remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out. Just recapping these plays. I have Will Levis, Cooper Rush, Braylon Allen, Sincere McCormick, Travis Homer, Sean Tucker is more of a stash. I put him on there. Didn't actually put him on there. Trey Tucker, Brandon Cooks, MVS, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, Will Disley, and Juwan Johnson, guys. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Give me the like. Give me the sub. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out. It really does. Give us that thumbs up, guys. Hit it. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Hey, see you on Monday, guys. And as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.